Good afternoon, everybody. It's the Happy Highlander, and I'm in my happy place, not my workshop, my tank. I've just packed up at the loch side. It's a cold day, but it's very nice. Show you. This will be one of the places where I'm gonna park up the odd night. This way. What's that? As you can see, cold. So they've done all the work for the MOT. I've now got a 12-month MOT. It's insured and taxed. So now it's just a case of working my ass off to get as many tokens as I can to swap for things for the inside of this to turn it into my house. Wish me luck. Bloody hell. And it's my birthday next week. On Thursday, it'll be 9 years since I moved into my wee cottage I'm being evicted from. The cold hand and a colder bloody heart by a creepy guy. 9 years. I'll miss it, but I'll be happy when I'm in here. Just thinking about the saving I'll make. The goal is to buy my own house or my own bit of land or even a wee woodland by the time I'm 60. So that gives me 3 years and 9 days. Right, so we'll work it out. But like I say, I've got millions of that crypto. I've actually literally got millions of crypto. Different ones, wee tokens, you know, them thousands of a penny, things like that. But should these things flip the way it looks like they're going to, I might be able to buy my own wee plot of land and my own wee house a wee bit sooner. But I don't care, I'll be happy in here. It's a lot of work though, you know, when you think about it in a lump, it's overwhelming. So what I'm going to do when I get home is I'm going to price up and try and work out the solar panels. That needs to be first. I want to get all my electrics in, because once all the electric's in, I can use them, you know, while I'm doing the rest of it. You know, I can plug in here and there. Aye. That's the bit that's actually worrying me, is all the electrics, because seriously, unless I've got a plug at the side of me that's opened up and I can see where the colours go, and another plug, I don't know how to wire a plug. No joke, that's pathetic, isn't it? You know, I'm 56 and 11 3/4. I can't wire a bloody plug. Right, anyway, enough of that shite. Do you want to see my time? I'll show you the work they've done. They've done a great job. What they've done is all the work that was needed for the MOT, you know, the essentials that way, but also while it was there, a smashing old fella, a smashing old guy called Guy, and he spent the time filling in all the holes. I mean, that's something I could have done, and he's done a good job, and I could have done, you know, as good a job. However, that saved me a great deal of time. So while it was there in Glasgow, for about 8 weeks, I think it was, or something like that, they done all the holes. So come on, go for a wee look. I'll show you my view first. This is where I'll be parking now and again. It's a smashing wee spot. Very busy in the summer for the tourists. No smoking. So I should put an X through the no smoking sign, meaning you can smoke. I like my fags. Like I say, if you're going to smoke healthy. Look at that wee Robin, look. There he is. Can you see him? There he is. Have you anything to give him? Wait, I'll just see if I've got something I can give him. Aye, well, he's in luck. I bought biscuits, so I'm going to give him a biscuit. Oh, can I open up? Where's my knife? Here he is, look, waiting for me. Wait a minute. Give him a wee chocolate biscuit. Dark chocolate. Digestive, eh? That'll do him good, eh? Wait, see if you'll see it. son. Let's see, there he is. I think he might have spotted it. There you go. There he is. Get a chocolate biscuit. Ha ha. Like soul food. Funny isn't it how the wee robins, they just stop at the side here waiting for a wee something. Aye, they're great. Here's my view. Look. Right, enough of the view. Look at my tank. Right, so you can see what they've done. It's all been filled in. Now I have to sort of flat it all off again. But that's fine. I've got all the machinery. You can see, you know, where they filled in. I mean, that was just all whole. I was actually going to replace that boot, if you remember, but guy's done a great job, so he has. So that's all the holes filled, and God love him, he used a primer that sort of matches it, so you can't see so much. So that's a good start, eh? It's a great start. So what I'm going to do is paint the bumper will be black. Come on, we'll go around here. The bumper will be black, and then the arches will be black, and that line there, everything below there, that'll be black. And I'm going to paint the inside of the wheels black. I've ordered some wire cut brushes that go on my grinder and my drill, so I'll get them all cleaned up, and I'll paint them with some metal hammerite or something. Oh, and then the rest of the tank's going to be like an olive green, and then black mirror windows, or limo black windows, you know, because it will all be black. And then the roof rack itself, that'll be all painted black as well. So it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to getting towed into it. I tell you what, it's bloody freezing today. I'm just going to give the rest of this biscuit to that wee guy, that wee Robin. He'll find it because I'm way home to light the fire because it's bloody freezing. Well, there you go. So I've got my tank back, and that means I can start getting towed into the conversion, because time's ticking on now. It's been a long time since I got the eviction notice for the cottage. Oops, it's been a long time since I got the eviction notice for the cottage, and you know, it might be a case of the court thing might turn up any time. So anyway, I'm just getting prepped. Tomorrow I'm going to actually gut the house, well, you know, clean it, bleach all the walls and everywhere, because it's a big, cold, damp house. Very cold house. I think it's super energy inefficient. Like living in a colander upside down. but no, I mean, it's awfully cold, so I'm going to give it a good clean and a lick of paint, freshen it all up. Because at the end of the day, it's a shit story the way it's been done to me. But the boy who owns it now, him and his young wife will be moving in, so I'm going to make it nice for him. You know, somebody has to be a better man. And 99% of the time, that's me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend some time just sort of tidying when I get back, because there's plenty of time. It's only 2 o'clock. So I'm going to do a good bit of tidying up. I'm going to chop some wood for the fire. I've just been to get my chainsaw. So I'm going to do some of that. And I've got a lovely bit of chicken for my dinner tonight. So I'm going to have a nice chicken pot roast. Nice and easy. Put it all in the tagine. Potatoes, carrots, peas, all that. Boom. There you go. Lovely. Yeah. One pan. One little washing up. So, and that's it. Light the fire. Watch a couple of daft movies. Catch up with what's going on in the world. On X. Never used to like all this stuff, all this, Facebook. And I had Facebook years ago when it first came out, but I don't bother with that shit anymore. But I do like that X. I do like it a lot, because a lot of truth is coming out now. A lot of truth about shite that we've been put through as well in the last few years. You know, all the corruption that's been exposed in America. I mean, it really isn't a surprise, is it? It really isn't a surprise. I mean, I used to work for USAID, And I remember the colossal waste. I couldn't believe it. I'll give you a couple of examples. Some friends of mine had a building, a UN building, that was their compound. And they were moving, I think, a mile, 2 mile, right, 2 mile to a new compound. So they could be nearer the helipad that was out with my camp. And the lassie contacted me, my office, and said, "Do you want all the stuff? All the tellies, the computers, the lazy boys, the Wii machines, the PlayStations, the everything, the central heating, the what do you call it, air conditioning units, which were heaters as well." But I said, "Why are you going to take it away?" "Oh, we'll just get new stuff." "What do you mean?" "Oh, we'll just buy new stuff." "But you're only moving a mile, a couple of miles. I've got 40 trucks. Just use one of them." "No, I'll just put in for new stuff." And when my office was closed, I had, how many staff did I have? Well, I had a couple of thousand staff altogether, but my office staff was maybe 20, 25. Every one of them had a computer, a laptop, and I had at least 40 armed guards. And of course, we had to buy all their weapons, all their ammunition, and everything. So again, when my office finished, they just leave all the stuff. You just leave it. I mean, you're talking 50-inch tellies, lazy boys, armchairs, sofas, beds, a whole gym. I bought a gym for my guys, set up a gym on my camp, my FOB. It was a forward operating base. And that gym cost me in excess of $30,000. And just get left. So, it's mad. Then, so I kind of inherited the job. I became the head of a province. The province was six times the size of Lancashire. 174,000 residents. And me, I ended up the head of all that. But I inherited it from a corrupt guy. And his management was questionable, to say the least. So I looked into how he'd implemented, for example, all the drivers that I needed to bring all the hardcore, and because I was building an airfield, and I had a couple of hundred, drivers for different machinery, tippers, rollers, graders, diggers. You can imagine, right? And the way he'd done it was completely wrong. They were getting paid ridiculous money, and we were buying their fuel. You see, so there was nothing in place to there was nothing in place to keep a check on how much diesel they were or were not using. Anyway, it wasn't right. So I had a meeting down at one of the houses I had out with my camp in the actual village, and it took me half a day because I spoke to each and every driver one at a time. And I can't even remember exactly how I done it, but basically I put their money up, but I took away their diesel money and one or two other tweaks, and every single one of them agreed to the new terms. And the new terms meant that I saved my project $180,000 in that one afternoon. $180,000 I saved, right? And then my superiors found out, right? A guy called Chris, and I kind of got a bollocking for saving the money. He said, "Oh, you need to spend the money. I'm like, "But I've just saved nearly 20% of the budget." "Oh, but you need to spend it. So So I used that money that I saved, and I built a big terminal building. That's what I did. Aye, because it was just to be an airfield. So because I'd saved all that money, but it was great though, because with that money, I managed to employ another 50, 60, 80 guys. You see, because that's what it's all about. Clever. It was John Kennedy's idea. It is clever, and it's good, but it's just obviously open to absolutely ridiculous thievery at the end of the day. So much waste. I mean, I had to buy all the weapons on the grey market, right? I mean, of course I'm using US tax dollars. And you have to do it, So I had maybe 50 AK-47s, plus thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition on the grey market. So how did they hide that? You know what I mean? Because we all had to do it, but we'd know to do it, because it was on the grey market. So, if they can cover that kind of money, because they cost me about $5,000 each for an AK-47, and I had at least 50, probably 50. Oh, bloody money. Anyway, there you go. Enjoyed that wee story. Aye, so things are changing. We're going to see a lot of changes in the world this year. I liked J.D. Vance's speech. He made a speech in Munich, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was basically telling the European leaders that nobody in European nations signed up for this bonkers mass migration thing that's going on. And I've said right at the beginning, I've said this years ago actually, when they were doing the whole Syria thing, because the NGOs through USAID were picking people up in Nigeria, massive boatloads of them in Somalia and places like that, and bringing them to the coast of Syria, and then they were claiming they were refugees who were put on different boats and brought to Europe. Aye. And they were all young men of fighting age. But I said at the beginning of all this, years ago, that if there was women and children that were fleeing from war, or even a young family actually fleeing from war, I would gladly give up my wee cottage and let them live in there until the dust settled in their place and they could go back, and I'd just live in a caravan and I'd help them all I could. But see, these young men that are coming from coming from places that aren't even at war, and then they've got the cheek and the audacity to claim asylum, and yet they go on holiday to the country that they're claiming asylum from. It's a complete and utter piss take, and we all know it. So all that's going to get exposed, all that's going to change, hopefully, but we'll see. Perilous times. Every single day we're hearing another terrible terrorist attack against the European community, the indigenous Europeans, It's awful. It's awful. We invite people into our home and they kill us and our children. It's not good at all, is it? Anyway, thank God I live up here, out of the way. I couldn't live in that city now. They're a bloody mess. I mean, even Trump said it the other week. He said parts of Paris are completely unrecognisable. Ireland, completely unrecognisable. And Trump even said that London is unrecognisable. It's an awful shame. Maybe their intentions were good at the beginning, but it's gone bad. We can't sustain this. It has to change. We need reform. I'm not sure about Reform Party, but I wish UKIP had more clout, to be honest. I like the way they speak, but I do like Rupert Lowe. Oh, he should be Prime Minister. Him or Ben Habib. Ben Habib. One of the two. But you see, the trouble with this shit as well is what it does, it actually pushes people to the right. You know, there's no such thing as far right. You might get a wee daft pockets of a couple of dozen dickheads that are far right, but I think if you're anything slightly right of the left, you're far right. It's rubbish. People just want to defend their own culture, and every culture is entitled to do that. Just seems if you're European, you're not. And people are getting a bit pissed off with it. I'm one of them. Anyway, there you go. Well done. I don't like that bloody fire. Do you know what? I'm sat here and I've got a coat there and a scarf. And I'm bloody freezing. There's no point. And this is not a Free Palestine thing. I've been wearing the shamar since I was 16. That's a long time, isn't it? It's 41 years. Right, God bless each and every one of yous. I'm with him. Talking shite for long enough. See you, bye.